What else do you look for when you're buying?
Well, then it's the contentious part, right? Of are you trying to pull the wool over my eyes? And that's
Mm.
really important because unfortunately, that's exactly what a lot of people try to do. And so it's on you to figure that out. I would not just expect that every person out there is honest. Unfortunately, again, been through this more than once, and so depending on the size of the deal, you want to hire some sort of due diligence company. I've done deals where they were small enough where I did that myself. You don't need to go crazy here. You don't need to overspend and turn over rocks that just don't need overturning. If it's a relatively simple Amazon business, just get the log into the Amazon account and look at the reports and make sure they tie out. Look at their tax return, make sure that ties out. Make sure that the advertising spend that they're reporting back to you ties out. Look at invoices from vendors, make sure that makes sense. There's not a lot of other things that you can really do on a smaller Amazon business to kind of pull the wool over someone's eyes. It's maybe there's other black hat things you want to be looking for, making sure that their review profile and other things make sense as well, because you don't want to take over the account and 2 months later get shut down because the old owner was doing something black hat. So those are things I would look at. Same thing goes when you're buying a content site. You want to look at their backlink profile and make sure that there isn't any trickery going on there. You make sure you fully understand when you're buying a content site. Do they have a network of other sites that are one of the reasons this thing's successful because they link from a bunch of other places, and is there a chance that they're going to remove those links, which could hurt you? So those are some things you want to be looking at. As the deal gets bigger, then you want to look to hire a professional due diligence company. It's actually funny, the people that did the due diligence on us for Color It are friends of ours, and they're just good at what they do.
You selected them, or it sounds like
The
the buyer probably
the
selected
buyer
them, right?
selected them, but we
Yeah.
knew of them. They were actually friends of Andrew, a mutual friend of ours, and yeah, I mean they did a great job. It was interesting, like having someone that kind of look into your soul. But in the end, I mean, they did a really good job. They actually found things that we didn't even realize we were doing wrong, which is embarrassing. But the buyer makes a decision at that point. Is this worth the risk? Do I want to retrade on the multiple or the valuation, or is this person doing this on purpose? It was clearly something we were doing by accident. Our bookkeeper was just making a really stupid mistake when it came to currency conversion from UK and Canada that I just never picked up on. The thing that was interesting was it kind of balanced out because like the UK dollar is like so much stronger than the US dollar, and the Canadian dollar is weaker than the US dollar, and so over time it was like actually not like causing this huge disparity. So that's why I didn't really notice it, because it kind of did balance out. And so luckily it didn't really cost us an arm and a leg. It actually didn't cost us anything because our business was growing as we were going into sale, which is also important. If you got a business that's falling as you're going into sale, that can be a lot more contentious.
Yeah, that can almost be the kiss of death,
Mm-hmm.
right? If your business is declining as you enter the sale
Yeah,
process, I mean, most buyers are just out at that point.
100%. Yeah, I mean, it's like they are starting to wonder, why are you selling? Do you know something they don't know? And again, that's always a part of it. And so like you got a business that has a rocket ship trajectory over a long period of time, it makes it a lot easier to sell. It's like, okay, even if they're pulling something over our eyes, we'll make it up in the growth. So it gives you a little bit more confidence as a buyer. And so all those things are important. But yeah, I mean, due diligence is super important, just as much as if anyone listening is importing from China right now. I mean, doing an inspection on every order before you take delivery is also like similar concept. And so why would you ever place an order in China and not do an inspection on it? Why would you ever buy a business and not do due
Right.
diligence?
Yeah. If you're going to inspect one order of or one run of a product, how could you not inspect an entire business if you're going
Exactly.
to buy that?
Yeah, really important. And I think you can take it too far. I mean, the people that are
Yeah.
trying to buy us right now, I think are in the taking it too far camp, where it's just like, holy crap, man! Like you're looking at things that you don't even necessarily need to look at. So
Right. At the end of the day, do you want to buy the business or not? And you do need to understand, is the person trying to pull the wool over my eyes or not? If there's a little bit of yes, is the asset still worth it? Do you feel like you can still make a go of it? And then yeah, what are the critical factors? And yeah, this is one of those things where you're like, if I answer this question, is that even going to change anything about this
right,
deal? Like, why are we digging into this detail, right? It's not going to change the multiple. guessing it's not going to change your decision to buy or sell, or to buy it. Why are we doing this? So yeah, you definitely want to do enough due diligence, but at the end of the day, you could prolong it forever. And yeah, what are the critical pieces you need to look at and go from there? And I think you nailed it where you talked about size and complexity of the deal. That really determines how much due diligence and whether you go that alone, or likely you're going to want to bring in a third party, or even just someone who's done this before that you can pay for a few hours. If it's kind of a smaller deal, but a little bigger than you'd be comfortable doing diligence on your own. There are people that have done this before that you can pay, 4, 5, 6 hours worth of their time to look at as well.